How to clean your brushes. There are two ways to do this: quick clean or deep clean. I'm going to start off with quick clean. So you have your makeup brush with the makeup on it. You'll either need tissue, paper towel, or one of these little cotton rounds. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take whatever type of brush cleaner you have. I'm going to be using my Mary Kay brush cleaner, but any type of cleaner could work. I have this other one from BoxyCharm, but it doesn't work as well. It's just here for example. So take your brush and wipe off any excess makeup just left on the brush. Get as much off as you can. And then spray a few times onto the brush. Don't spray straight down into it, but to the side. You don't want the product getting into the glue part of your brush. So once you spray it, swivel it around clockwise, counterclockwise, figure eights. Just get a really good clean on it. Because I'm using a tissue, it's not working as well as it would with a paper towel, which is why I prefer paper towel. So it does take me a few times of spraying the brush and cleaning it to get it clean. With a paper towel, it typically doesn't take near as long. So I'm swapping to the cotton round. I sprayed a few more times, getting it clean. It's looking pretty clean. I'm going to flip my cotton round to do a little bit of drying to the brush, checking it, and then there we are. I have a clean makeup brush. Typically with my Mary Kay cleaner, it doesn't take near as much spray as I did, but tissues absorb. Here's everything you need: dirty brushes, a makeup brush cleaner that fits on your fingers, got one that fits into the sink with a bunch of different textures on it for cleaning. Put it kind of to the back of your sink, leave drain open. And then I am using a Mary Kay Time-Wide facial cleansing bar. It's designed to remove makeup, so it of course removes makeup off brushes. Got little holes so the water, goes through and doesn't sit and get nasty. And then of course your towel to dry off on. As far as water, you want warm water. You don't want super hot, but you don't want just cold. If you're lucky like me to have a swivel faucet, I prefer to move mine to the side so that I can get my brush wet as needed and then scrub clean and then rinse off. I don't have the water washing all the soap off before it can actually clean my brushes. I separate my brushes. I start with my smallest to my largest, and then foundation and concealer brushes I separate into a separate pile because they take a different type of cleaner to get really clean. So I get my brush wet, put some soap on it, doing circular motions over the different textures. Depending on what brush I am cleaning depends on which texture I used, and then dry your brush. My specific mat has swirls, little hearts, grooves, and then like little X's. And so for my thinner, finer brushes, I mostly just stay to the left side of my pad. For larger brushes, I will move to the right where those hearts are. So I just do circles, figure eights. When you dry your brush, it's the same thing. I'll do a close-up of that later. Here is a better look at from the top of me cleaning this brush specifically. See, the left side is great for smaller brushes to get really in there, and then for bigger brushes to get a little bit deeper and move to the right side. As I periodically clean off my cleansing bar when I see that there's eyeshadow or makeup residue kind of sitting on top of it. So here's me doing a closer up of drying the brushes, figure eights, counterclockwise, clockwise, just so you feel like the brush is dry. Keep it back to its original form if needed. It's me just rinsing off my pad because I got a lot of soap buildup. So for the larger brushes, I go through and kind of work the water through a little bit more. I get a little bit more soap, and then I work the soap through the bristles to make sure it gets into the deeper parts of the brush. I do push down a little bit more. As you can see here, I'm kind of flattening a little bit more so that the very center bristles get clean. And then as I rinse it off, I work a little bit more, squeeze out a lot of the excess water, and then dry it off. And then I do press a little harder when I dry, and I go sideways to get up in there and dry it out. And then this is me just checking to make sure that there's no makeup deep inside of it still. Right here, I'm telling you not to put the water straight down into your brush as it will loosen the glue. And just work in the soap and then clean as normal. Now for this brush, it's so big, so I do use my hand one, and I really push down up in them, in the bristles. The larger the brush, the more likely you miss makeup down deep inside of them, which is why deep cleaning is so important. There's me checking for product again. Alright, that one's all nice and clean. Now these are black, so they are harder to see on camera. So I do have a white tipped one. I did not use a completely white brush this past week. So me wiping on my hand right there, that was just getting the soap down up in this specific brush, because this brush I do have issues with it getting completely clean. So there's me looking to see if it's all clean. Now for this brush, so right here, that little spot is a clump that is still wet. So I have to go back in and make sure I dry that clump a little bit better. And this brush particularly I do not use often because I have problems with it. And then there's it unclumped. Now for these brushes, your eyebrow brushes, this one's fairly clean already. I didn't use a lot of mascara or eye products on it. But I apply the soap to my fingers and then massage it into the head, and then when I rinse it off, I twist it as I pull it out. So let's move on to concealer and foundation brushes. This is Dawn dish soap in a spray bottle. Sometimes I mix water with it, sometimes I don't. I like the spray bottle because I can spread out the soap rather than just a dot. So I'm going to spritz my hand cleaner because the foundation takes a lot more elbow grease to get out. So it does take me some time to clean the foundation brushes, and I save them for last. Foundation brushes are very important to make sure you get deep in the bristles. Foundation is very known for hanging out inside the middle of a brush. So as you can see, this is my second go around with this one. Now foundation brushes, see how that is clean? I clean my foundation brushes until the soap stays clean on my cleaner, because then I know there's no foundation in it. And be sure to rinse it out thoroughly at an angle, not straight down. And this is my blending brush. This is my main foundation brush right here. So it takes quite a bit of work on this one. It's got really dense bristles that are really tightly together. So it takes a lot of extra scrubbing on this one. I work the soap into the bristles with my hands, clean the handle because I get foundation all over it for some reason. And then I make sure to rinse it at the side of it, not straight up and down, like straight down onto it. And for dense brushes like this, make sure you move the bristles as you clean, as I'm showing you now. And then we can see that it's nice and clean. It's black, so it's hard to see, but it is nice and clean. And then now that we're done, we're just going to rinse off all of our pieces. Use all your clean brushes. Good job for actually cleaning your brushes, because if you're like me, I forget to clean them all the time. Thanks for watching this how to clean your brushes makeup tutorial, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!